See if I can't lay it over on its back and then flatten it out. After jumping the Maxx on the 45-degree ramp a few times, I've made a few suspension adjustments. I think Razor RC said 12 millimeter in the back. Well, I measured this and it wasn't 12 millimeter. My estimate was a little bit, didn't have enough. So I've cranked that down. I believe he said 6 millimeter in the front, and I wasn't close there either. So both of them will firm it up a little bit. The other thing I did is I went through all 4 shocks and changed the oil. I had 30 in the front. I had switched to 40 in the back. So I'm now at 45 in the back, 35 in the front. So with the front shocks on the outer hole, the droop on it, if you block this up level, is slightly less. But something I noticed when I didn't have a true 6 millimeter here, if you went in the center of the truck and pushed down, the front was way softer. Now it looks like it's pretty close to level, close to the same amount of preload on both and base where the weight is. The other thing I noticed is the center of gravity is slightly, so it's right there, slightly behind the center of the truck. Maybe by close to an inch. So I'm hoping with this front end firmed up, maybe it'll corner better, less tendency to roll onto that front tire. I've been struggling to get good video with this Firefly 2 onboard camera. This is not FPV, just onboard camera, and I'm interested in the 1080p 60 frames per second video. Their water resistant, dust proof claim is only good with a silicone sleeve on the camera. Since pretty much nothing will stick to the silicone sleeve, you have to mount it using these little Velcro straps. I've been using this self-adhesive Velcro and it holds really well, but there's quite a bit of movement. So I've attached the camera to the truck with 3M foam backed double-sided tape. Which is a much firmer attachment. At the same time, it does a great job of dampening vibration. Since I'm not running the silicone sleeve, I've put Scotch tape on all the surfaces. There's openings for the SD card, for the charge port, all kinds of holes, microphone. So won't be a problem to, just like you do through the silicone sleeve, turn on and off, start and stop your video right through the tape. Hopefully with this setup, I'll get a better result with the onboard camera. I plan on moving this ramp around quite a few different places. I've been moving it with the tractor. I am certainly not navigating over any kind of parking lots, blacktop and such. So here's what I've added to it. These are old wheels, or wheels off an old rototiller. It's got aluminum bracket, some cadmium plated bolts. Got her setting about a 1/4 inch off the ground. So we'll see how this works. Pretty handy. Wheels are off the ground. Set the ramp down. I would like to mention, since I'm not a Traxxas fanboy or a hater, I can look at things objectively. These batteries, Traxxas batteries, price was good. And I got 47 mile an hour on grass and gravel in cold weather, like below freezing. So not complaining about the price or the performance. This tray everybody's complaining about, probably one of the nicer trays I've ever used. I mean, that's handy. Holds it secure, quick in and out. I'm plenty happy with this whole setup. This no clip, no body clips. For the most part, stays on. I mean, you gotta beat it to get it off. Even bashing it, she holds up. So, just my 2 cents on that. The other thing I did is I left the truck set outside while I was setting up the ramp and let it acclimate. Then when you're running in snow, bring a warm truck out, run it in snow, what comes off of tires melts to the body, then freezes, and it's a bear for a cleanup. So let it acclimate a little bit, and then you can blow it off with air hose if you're in cold weather like we are. And the last thing is I brought my lipos, kept my batteries inside, so I just walked out now with the lipos and put them in. Well, that didn't last. I'm not sure why that's going so high. All I did is change the suspension. Am I setting this ramp a little bit uphill there? A little bit. Yeah, that thing is skying. Into the wind have anything to do with it? Because it is pretty strong wind. It's a lot rougher approach right there. Change this angle a little bit. I had her right the other day. Didn't seem to have the same issues hitting my approach. Alright, let's see if I can't lay it over on its back and then flatten it out. There you go. Wow, that was sweet. So something to notice here is how clean this truck is. the snow, leaves. Like I said, I let it acclimate to the cold. Doesn't melt, stick to the truck, make as big a mess. Alright, I taped this Firefly on again. Not going to jump it, just see if we can't get some video, some smoother footage than what I've been getting with it velcroed on. Take her up and down the driveway, do a bit of a speed run, see what the video looks like. What a sweet machine. Well, that was much better video. Sometimes just trying things, you stumble on something. So for all you guys with the Hawkeye Firefly Micro Action Cam 2 cameras, the audio ends up being much better with just regular old Scotch tape covering all the holes.